Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all those who are too scared to look.
Panning round.
Welcome. Right, here we are in Ocean BMW Motorrad in Falmouth, and we're going to do a little walk around on this bike. It's the F850 GSA, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I've rehearsed this, obviously. I'm a bit distracted because I can see myself in the mirror, which is a bit weird.
Really?
A bit odd. Very odd. Anyway.
Scary.
So, as we've already said, RoSPA invited us to come down and do a talk about a bike, and we took this out, or I took this out the other week with one of our RoSPA guys, Rob Crocker, and did a riding review of it, which is interesting because it was absolutely hoofing it down with rain. But if you're following any of our videos, you know there's like a list of bikes now that we're sort of interested in, and I'm in a real catch-22 situation here now because I love my GSA and I absolutely adore this bike, but there's an XR down there that I like as well, so I'm like, oh, and then there's the Africa Twin, you know, so there's a bike for everyone, but this bike is awesome. Awesome!
Is this the bike that could be for you then?
It might be me, because I like the colour. Look at the colour, it's battleship grey, isn't it? It's German battleship grey, actually, if you're being specific about it, which is, you know, it's funky,
yeah.
All these colours. Sorry?
That sank, didn't it?
It might have done. It might have done. Might have done. Anyway, the bike. Let's talk about the bike. It is the GSA F850, and it's got wheels front and back. There's
Front and back?
Front and back, which is handy, because it's physics, you know, that's why it stands up. That's
Really?
Yeah, bikes work like
Wow,
that.
mind blown.
Yeah, you might know a lot about telephones, but I can tell you a little bit about physics. Alright, so, let's start at the front. The front where the front wheel is. I'm doing it on purpose because you like that. Okay, it's got the classic BMW beak. LED lights, which I can put on for you in a minute, do a photograph of that. Got the screen, now the screen looks a bit pokey, and if you look at the 850 GS over there, which is this one, you see the screen is even smaller. I was really worried about this screen, whether it'd actually work or not, but boy, it is really good. There you go. It's really good. And look at that. Come round here.
I'm coming round.
Why can't motorcycle manufacturers do more of this? Look at that. That is so easy to move a screen. A lot of these catches you have to take both hands off. And that big knob that gets rusty on the GSAs that you have to screw down. Look, I can even do it while I'm not looking.
Right, and this one even comes with its own little water supply in case you run out. It's not here.
Really?
Can you not see it?
I think it's, oh god, yeah. Don't do that. I have to do that.
I think some manufacturers don't have that because what was the bike that we rode that had the clamp that you had to stop to be able to do it? Some manufacturers are worried about people doing it when you're riding and you're riding with no hand.
I said the Africa Twin 3 times there then. I like that bike.
Your new bike?
No, might not be. Anyway, let's look at all this. It's got mirrors, they're handy. Standard BMW mirrors. Yeah. These are really good mirrors actually, because on our bikes, some motorbikes have really short ones and all you do is look at your shoulder. But these ones are really quite good. They extend almost to the end of the handlebar and you can see right behind you, which is marvellous. It's got the jockey wheel, which, if I switch it on, because it's keyless ignition,
yeah.
wait a bit. There we go. Okay, so it's got the TFT screen, and this jockey wheel here, I'll come around the back, press this button here for the menu. Can you see that?
I can even see a jockey wheel.
Wow, look at that. And if I do all this kind of stuff, you get navigation, media, telephone, and settings, because they're important. Look, press more, and in it goes. You've got all this information here from your bike. It tells you how far it's been, how many miles per gallon is, all that kind of stuff, and crucially when you're due for an next service. The size of the tank on this is 23 litres.
That's good memory.
I was waiting for you to do that, all right? And that is a 3 litre reserve.
Okay.
There you go. Which gives you about 348 miles. How many people here need 348 miles in a tank without getting off for a go for a toilet or something like that? About 200 miles is normal. But what it does mean is it's ideal for touring if you're going on extended tours, you know, and petrol stations are few and far between. For example, if you go up to Norway, the further north you get towards Norcat, the fewer the petrol stations are. So that's quite a good range, isn't it? Almost as good as a GSA.
It even gives you warnings on the screen.
Vehicle voltage low. Switch off unnecessary. I thought it was a customer's name. Just consumers. Who are they then? Who are the unnecessary?
Well, we're looking at the screen. I do like the fact that the screen has got decent colours and fonts and stuff. And I know that people perhaps think I'm a little bit anal when they're talking about fonts and colours, but if you know where you're looking for the right information at the right time, you only need speed and your rev counter and stuff, and you don't really need to know what gear you're in right now, but you don't have to dip your head right down. A lot of manufacturers now are putting their screens so you just have your head looking and you just dip your eyes down so you've got more concentration on the road.
You can have your head looking.
Bye! I'll get my right.
I just want to make a comment about switch off unnecessary consumers. Have you ever wondered about the UN? You know, they have these big catastrophes in the world.
Are we going to get banned now?
No. I've been banned from them anyway. And they go, right, we have to evacuate all the unnecessary personnel. How do they feel? Well, he's sat there going, I'm unnecessary now. It's like, the UN's unnecessary. Anyway, we're going political. Right, so let's get rid of that.
Yeah, I might have to cut that bit out.
No, we won't. I've just been banned from Cornwall Live, actually. We can leave that in.
Well, that's a historic moment.
That was a result. And Andy kept sending me posts, so I was still in touch with them.
Oh, now I can put the face to the name where I see the post pop up.
There you go. So, anyway, let's go further back. Tank, it's got a keyless start. It has a keyless fuel tank, pops up, 23 litres we've discussed. Look at the seat.
Yeah,
what are we going to talk about now, Toby? Buttocks.
Everybody likes their buttocks cut, don't they?
It could be a subconscious thing.
Bloody. Nearly swore
This
there.
looks like a good buttock cutter.
It does, because if I put my fingers in there, you can feel how it actually, this material bows in, and you would have your buttocks cupped in there. Weird.
Is it a heated seat, so you get heated buttock cuts?
No, because that just makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it? Why would you want a heated seat on a motorbike?
Anybody got a heated seat? Why would you
You've
want
got a big sheepskin over
I love
yours.
my wife.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Oh dear. Sorry, darling.
She loves it.
Anyway, pillion seat is really comfortable. The seat feels really hard when you ride in it, but it's actually quite comfortable after a while. Nice big pillion seat there.
How big is it, would you say?
2 hands.
Oh.
Look, my hand's 9.5 inch spread, so we're talking 11 inches wide at its widest. 9.5, let's say 12 inches, 11.5 by 12.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what that is in real money.
About that
But there you
big.
go. So people will sit on there comfortably.
Yeah.
I'll move this piece of paper off because it's in the way, and I don't need that because that's all the information. The seat height though, standard height is 875.
Wow, you are good at these numbers today.
I've been panicking, mate. It's the first time I've ever rehearsed anything in my life. Okay, you can get an adventure seat as well, which is 890. They're for the really long people, but for the shorter people, there's an actual reduced one, which I'll put my gig lamps on and have a look because it was quite specific about here. And it says 835 is the low seat.
Wow.
So that's pretty good, isn't it? So under tall people can have this bike as well. This is the most important part, isn't it? If you're going to buy an adventure. These are these racks. Now BMW, these massive racks. None of this clipping stuff on where it just wobbles and flaps around a little bit. You know, you get these German battle bus stainless steel racks. And because it's the same size, the exhaust is the same size as the GSA and the GS, although the GS panniers won't fit on this, you can transfer your GSA panniers straight onto this. Or if you've got Bumot panniers, like I have, Bumot from Bulgaria, and
Made for the brave.
Made for the brave, apparently. Small nuclear explosion would go off inside it, you'd never notice because they're that heavy. But anyway, they clip on there really easily. Now look at the, come round here.
Well, we can get people in as well.
Look at the exhaust. That's enough of the exhaust.
It's very shiny, isn't it?
It is, stainless and all that lot. Now,
How many people would change that?
you can get aftermarket exhaust. I could say Akrapovic, but I might be saying it wrong. Other exhausts are available. Right, amazes me why people want to change their exhaust, because BMW and other motorcycle companies are available.
But not today.
Not today. Spend a lot of money on these exhausts to make them sound correct, and then you go and rip it off and go and put something else on.
Well,
for 600 quid, why would you do that?
Something to do with the low down torque as well. If you change it to an aftermarket, unless you get it thingamajig.
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently.
Wow. But anyway, moving on. You got those there for people to sit on.
And they're rubberised as well.
And they're rubberised. Unfortunately, if you go around that side, matey, you'll see the foot pegs there for the rider haven't got any rubbers on. Now KTM always do rubbers that fit inside that, and unless you stand up, the rubbers don't, the teeth don't engage. You'll see on my bike, we did a video on it because I wrecked a pair of shoes that were on these things because they're really quite sharp. Come on BMW, get your acting easy. Get your act together and put some rubbers on there that you will be there all the time so you don't destroy
Perhaps there's
your
method in their madness, because if you ride those bikes with these foot pegs that dig into your BMW boots that you bought, you'll be buying more BMW boots.
Are you a conspiracy theorist? I think you might be. So it beggars belief really that people can do that, but they don't. We had to do some sourcing to get some rubbers for my bike. We got them, I think, for 40 quid from somewhere in Italy. Yeah. Although Wunderlich do a pair, and used to do a pair for 60 quid. Wunderlich is BMW, isn't it, after all, you know? Which seems a little bit...
Well, it's a lot of money.
A little bit crap. Anyway. Let's go on, moving on.
Am I coming round to you now?
You can stay there, I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
You'll notice that there's only a very small belly pan on this. You can actually get bigger belly pans as aftermarket accessories, and I feel that. It is metal, okay? If this bike's designed to go off-road, which it's supposed to be, you'd think they'd just put a huge big pan on it, because the Africa Twin has a huge pan on it. It comes as standard.
But there is...
But!
I've got these guards in here, look, on the radiator, one integral guard, look, by the looks of it.
Integral guard?
Yeah. Wow. How cool is that?
And there's a horn. Should we do the horn?
We've got to do the horn.
Horn!
Oh, you can do it now. Did that scare everybody in the audience?
That's not going to worry anybody, is it? It's the most garbage horn you've ever got. Put a horn on it, for God's sake! Hey? I don't know. But look, here again at the front, you've got the running lights.
Are they standard?
They are.
Wow.
On this bike. Because it's the GSA. Now these running lights are quite controversial, aren't they? Because people say you shouldn't be riding with them on because they're fog lights specifically. However, if you've got them dazzling people, you will like to get pulled up. If you've got them set properly so they're just down, it forms the triangle of lights, which is the best, apparently the best shape to be spotted by other vehicles. People driving in their cages, you know, they don't see you. Yeah. So I ride mine on all the time. I don't think anybody is going to stop you from being more visible.
And I'd rather have a ticket from a police officer to pay to have them on if I can see. I'd rather not be knocked off. I'd rather pay money to.
I can tell you a quick story about these actually. A friend of ours who...
Everybody's sitting comfortably.
No, it won't take long. I'll stand behind the bike so you can see the bike. We were in Italy and he got stopped by the police because he's got these Cree lights and he's got them reduced down to 50%, and the policeman got out. And Italian police look amazing, don't they? They've all got these fantastic uniforms, and the reason for that is they have to buy their own uniforms.
Oh, wow.
So they get them all tailored. They look, sort of strutted down with his carrying it with these big boots on. And we were sat there all smelly and horrible. And he comes down and he goes, the lights. And he goes, yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? He goes, no. What? He goes, BMW? So we just assumed he was talking about the bike. Yeah, it's a BMW, it's BMW. What he meant was the lights are fitted by BMW. In Italy, you can't tart your bikes up. So if you'd have said, no, I'll put them on myself, it was an instant ticket. So he just went, no, BMW, no. Go. And off we scooted like a pair of idiots. But there you go. So, better lights. Now let's talk about the rubber.
You like talking about rubber, don't you? I've noticed this. This is a bit of a theme for you now.
I spent a long time in the Navy, right? Encased in rubber. That's another story. I'll write a book about that one.
You might need to quantify that.
Look, these are panicky threes. Sorry, anarchy threes. We don't like them, do we? Anybody else like anarchy 3 tyres? No? Come on in, latecomers. Come on in. There's 2 more people arrived.
Excellent.
Anybody else like anarchy 3 tyres? No? They're absolutely amazing in the dry. But in my opinion, if you put them in the wet, it's like riding on a skateboard. Horrendous. So, they last about 5,000 miles.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? They don't last long enough.
And then they get really sketchy. But the other thing is they're really noisy. So obviously BMW got a cheap deal to put all these panicky 3s on. Because you'll notice that on the 850 GS, it's got the Battle Axe Adventure 41s. Completely different. There we are. What else? Back.
Well, you've got to talk about these guards.
These are engine guards. What else would you like to know?
Well, they're really good, aren't they?
All right, yeah, designed if your bike falls over. I'm sure you can get extra aftermarket ones.
Well,
that
the
come up here.
thing about these is when bikes fit them to them standard, if you drop your bike, you're more likely to get it written off because the plastics are damaged because they're so expensive. It's just an extra bit to protect it, isn't it?
Do you know what really bugs me? You know when you get these bikes that have got all these bits of kit, extra bit added on?
Yeah.
If you add a bit of kit to your bike, you want to add it to the bike. So if you're buying a bit that bolts onto this, it's not going to provide any extra protection, is it? It's just, what it's going to do is just fold over when it breaks. So there you go. But it does protect the bike. I leave my panniers on my bike all the time because I'm dropping it once or twice.
So how's things with this chain, Mark? Because I hear you're a bit of a convert to chains now.
I'm not a convert. I just can't get my head around a chain. Because I'm touring, a shaft is ideal because there's nothing worse than getting off your bike after like a whole day in the thing, watching people going, can you just reel it back a bit? And they're spraying, it does my head in. However, I could be talked into buying a bike with a chain if I weren't doing
See, now we have got witnesses to that. So on the next video when he says, I only want a shaft drive bike, just put in the comment you did say, and it is on video evidence now that you will have a chain?
If Steve Redgrave can say, if you ever see me go near a boat again, shoot me. Right, I can say, I don't mind a chain.
Well, I
Get
don't
away
know.
with it by
I think
going,
this
"Oh,
is much
we
of
do know,
a
we
bigger
do know."
commitment.
What kind of a game are you playing? Stop it. Anyway, I'll ask Milton, because Milton knows, Milton's here. Has that got a quick shifter on it?
Yes.
There you go, that's enough from you. There's a quick shifter on here.
Thank you, Milton.
It's all about me. There's a quick shifter, which is awesome. Anybody like quick shifters?
Going down, they're not going up.
Really?
Really?
I find actually on my bike that I use the clutch, that's the clutch, that's the international sign for clutch.
Okay.
That's the internet.
What about phone?
Phone? It's that, isn't it? Do you say your number when you answer the phone? Does anybody say 55367, you know, when they answer the number?
No.
No, you don't do that anymore. Quick shifter, I use it for the first 2 gears on the way up and then use it all the way down. I think it's really, really good. I didn't think I'd like it when I first got one, but I do.
See, I use the quick shifter all the way up and all the way down.
That's where your riding's so jerky, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've got to
Don't
get
look
it.
offended.
You've got to get it right because when you go up, you've got to have a load on the throttle to go up, and it's really smooth. It's like butter.
Butter?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I like it, I do
lovely,
like it,
isn't
don't get me wrong, I do like it. We're jumping all over the bike now, but look at this. This has the SOS button on it.
I wonder who could have possibly used that in the past.
Somebody very close to where you're filming. I used it. Does anybody know anything about the SOS buttons? Awesome.
Anybody used it? No?
The SOS button, which is an SOS button here. All right, I'll tell a quick story. We did a video on it. I dropped my bike with my wife on it in a pink bog in Norway. Our light jackets went off, pair of us like a pair of turtles. We actually ended up in a river where the water was up to there. But, you know, you get those moments when after the accidents happen, it all goes quiet, you don't hear the signals anymore, and it's all, and I was with clients as well, which is a bit of a nightmare. And they all pulled up behind me, another guy dropped his bike behind me, it was just like, oh my God. And then suddenly, I can hear this, hello, BMW Motorrad. And I'm looking, I've got no signal on my phone, we're in the middle of nowhere in Norway. And this thing's going, hello. So you've got this weird situation where you're sort of looking at the screen going, hello? My GPS is there, and this woman goes, hello, it's BMW Motorrad in Germany. You alright? she's yeah, we've detected a sudden stop, is everybody alright? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, the passenger's fine, there's enough people here to help. She said, good, I'll cancel the emergency service and we'll just carry on. That is amazing. I think it's about 400 quid. That's 400 quid well spent, I think. If you're on your own, something happens. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? It's a twin. This engine is the same engine that is in the 850, the 750. I think it might even be tuned up to the 900.
Right.
I might have just made that up, but don't worry.
It sounded very convincing.
Did it?
Yeah.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I wrote a book about that. And that's it, really. It's got Brembo brakes.
Not
Notice how it says
BMW.
Brembo and not BMW. So if you look at some of the other bikes around, it's BMW. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Brembo brakes.
And
Nice
it's got,
handguards.
well, and this one's got a centre stand and a side stand, which is good.
We're getting close to the end now.
Oh wait,
We are. Riding modes.
I'll come in.
Come in. Riding modes. It's got road, it's got dynamic, it's got enduro and rain. And also, there's a little gadget.
USB stick.
A USB stick, if that's what you call it, they can put onto the bike somewhere. Is that a sign you do?
No.
Well, you can get full enduro mode on this, but they don't put that on unless you actually ask for it. But it's tucked away underneath here. So that's the riding mode. It's got heated grips.
Now, is this the two-stage heated grips? It's warm, burn your hands off.
No, this is mildly warm, a lot warmer. Burn your hands off! This has got 3 positions on it. Now, why can't motor manufacturers stick heated grips on as
Standard.
you wouldn't buy a car without a heater in it, would you?
But I think BMW should take a leaf out of their own book from people that ride RTs, where you can have 5 or 6 stages of heat? Why is it just 1, 2 or 3? Why can't we have a massive amount of heat?
You're sort of saying why I'm excited by 3, because mine's only got 2.
Well, so is mine, but they've got a decent screen on them now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think they could plumb that all into it?
You would do.
Hey,
Anyway, so, handguards, all the usual bells and whistles, electronic suspension, which can be adjusted by here once you're stopped, which is like high, 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 low, low, low. Milton's looking in the cupboards there, you can... Sorry, Lee.
so is this going to be your new bike?
Might be.
You heard
Might be.
that
If Lee does
first.
a fantastic deal, this is Lee by the way, he's the senior salesman from Ocean BMW in Falmouth. He hasn't paid me anything yet.
Well, we'll see what we can do. If he wants one, we'll see what we can do.
Well, that's on camera.
That's on camera now. I'm going to take that.
It's live streaming.
Damn it.
Would I buy this? Yeah, I would.
I think it looks really, really smart. I think what they've done with this bike is taken a different, that 750 and stuff, and changed it to be more attractive. Like the lines of the bike actually look quite futuristic, don't they? You know, it looks like it's a nice place to sit.
Anyway, I think that's about it.
It
Would I
is.
buy one? Yes, I would. Do I want one? Yes, I do. Will Home Command say yes, I can have it? Probably not. So, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe
Right,
to it.
thumbs up, everyone.
If you like the video,
They all liked it. Look at that.
there you go.
How cool is that?
There you go. And subscribe. Toby does all the subscription stuff and all that kind of stuff. There's an alarm there in case, so you know when the videos have come up. And you might notice that we're...
Yeah. We have actually got some new kit coming to a video near you.
There we go.
That's all you're going to get for now.
See you later.